And we're back next week.
All right, let's go play Cane Jam.
All right, let's go make lemonade.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Netflix Explorers podcast, the podcast where we dive deep into Netflix so that you don't have to. From the Northside 1890 Studios, my name is Dale.
Netflix Explorers, this is the podcast that comes to rock you like a hurricane. I'm Adam.
And my name's Patrick, and I've been waiting a very long time to do this.
All right, guys, we got Death Note, we got Naked, the movie, we got Get The Gringo. Please stick around. But we're not alone, gentlemen. We got some other guys here, some past guests. I'm looking over at Rob.
Ooh.
What's going on, man?
I thought I was going to have to make a saying for the intro.
Nah, we wouldn't make you do that, man. It's too much work.
I was ready.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you want to...
Hey, can we do it again real quick?
Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
You want me to start the song back over again?
Whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
How'd it go? Like, dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun.
well, it's going to give you...
Ooh, yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Hit it, Rob.
I like big butts, and I cannot lie.
All right.
All right.
And somebody else we got on the mic is Big John. What's going on, John?
It's good to be back. I'm here with some opinions and some feelings.
Magical indeed.
Well done, Rob.
All right.
Way to chime in on the producer's credit early on.
Yeah.
Past guests. In fact, Rob, we have named kind of like an action that we do on this show, pulling a Rob. It's when you miss some of the movies, but you just kind of like bring a bunch of questions in and stuff like that. So you're a staple. You're a pillar.
So just so every listener knows, when I first pulled the Rob, it was because I didn't know I was actually going to be on the podcast.
Right.
So
Well, Dottie's not here anymore, so...
Yeah, she's gone. So you were alerted. But did you watch them all? Did you pull a Rob?
I pulled a partial Rob.
Partial
twice.
Rob? Okay, cool. Well, either way, we're glad to have you. John, you're back again. You were here a couple of weeks ago. You're almost getting to veteran status. Did you watch all these ones? Be honest.
I did watch them all. I also watched them in the background with my phone in front of me and my computer.
I see.
So, some different viewings.
Little distracted.
Yeah.
But either way, I'm glad everybody's got here to the podcast.
I just want to say thanks, everyone, for coming to the Lakefront Studios, and thanks for waiting while I got all that stuff, husband-to-be orders under control. So
It's tough work, man. It's crunch time for you.
appreciate you guys' patience. Thanks for hanging out.
Of course, man. It's what podcast bros do, right?
Clearly, my scheduling today just fell apart right before me.
Well, Gertrude's to blame for that one, I
Yeah,
think.
I think.
But today we're going over Death Note, Naked, and Get the Gringo. I say we watch the trailer for Death Note. Is that what we got up? Patrick, why don't you hit that for us?
All the people that make life miserable, make life dangerous.
So it's a rainy day. You got punched in the face.
What if we can change things?
A Netflix film.
A book full.
Apple's had a big part in this movie.
Big Apple movie. It's I think made by Apple. He picks up a book called Death Note.
Shall die.
I wish it was like the Death Note was like a People's Magazine. Like, 10 ways to kill it this summer or something.
It's like a BuzzFeed article.
Yes.
So
What exactly can I do with this Death Note? Put your name down.
Willem
See
Dafoe
what
is the voice there.
It's not gonna solve a few crimes. It's gonna solve all crime. Do you think that I'm crazy?
I think you're not crazy enough. We could change the world.
Based on the international phenomenon.
Over 400 deaths. Although we do not know how he kills his victims,
I like this guy.
we do know
Yeah,
he's
he was a
not
good
some
character.
omnipotent
Yeah.
force. He's a person. Like you or me.
You're the one who flew into the sun. I'm just here to make sure you burn.
We're not the good guys anymore.
Hope you know what you're doing.
On August 25, justice is killing.
Promise you, you will not survive.
What they want is a god.
How long is this trailer? Like as long as the movie, or?
Death Note, where you're the endangered species.
August 25th. That one just came out. Kind of a new one here if we're going to date the podcast. We're only about a week and a half from that. But Death Note, we got a description somewhere, Patrick? Or anybody who's got a piece of paper in front of them with the description? Give me a synopsis, man.
A high school student named Light Turner discovers a mysterious notebook that has the power to kill anyone whose name is written within the pages and launches a secret crusade to rid the world of criminals. It got an IMDb 4.6. It's an action crime drama, runtime of 101 minutes, and it's a Netflix original.
We're fans of Netflix originals. We probably put them up quite a bit, but 4.6 in IMDb. John, do you like this one? Do you know the backstory with Death Note? Like its origins, Japanese origins, et cetera, or is this your first viewing? First time you've ever noticed it?
This is my first go around with Death Note.
Okay.
I did enjoy it. I did like it. I was kind of surprised when I saw that IMDb rating, though there were some things about the movie that I could see contribute to that. If you care anything about acting, the main characters may hammer that rating a bit.
Yes. I think that's what brought it sub fives, just like dialogue between the main characters. I don't know, personal opinion.
And their talent.
Oh,
or
sure.
lack thereof.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't a writing problem.
No.
It was an acting problem. Rob, you watched this one all the way through, or did you have a laptop on your lap?
I'm going to start off strong and say I robbed the first movie.
Okay, all right. Nice work.
Yeah.
1 for 1, Rob. Nice.
So I got like 15 minutes in, and it was a late night, work night.
Okay.
I was like, I'll just fall asleep watching this movie. There's some creepy stuff in the first 10, 15 minutes. I was like, I'm going to switch to a much happier movie and have some good dreams.
Right.
Never got back around to Death Note, but the trailer made me want to finish it.
Okay.
It had a different feel than the first 10 to 15 minutes, so I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say.
There was, and that's a classic Rob thing to do.
Yeah.
The first 15 minutes definitely put a horror spin on there, but it's a adventure crime drama. I think after the 15 minutes, that freaks you out a little bit once you get to know who Willem Dafoe is voicing. Yeah, it turns a different, more towards the drama end of thing. Adam, what do you think of this one?
Yeah, I enjoyed it watching it through. I thought it was a cool concept. You know, there's basically this book where if you write someone's name in the book, that person will die, and
right.
you write how you want them to die.
Sure.
So it was the kid encounters the book, he finds it, and then there's like a demon who executes the book's orders, and that's William Dafoe's character, as Dale said.
Yeah.
And so then it gets interesting from there. Then the guy's like, he goes out, kills a bunch of people, trying to help everybody.
Sure.
Kill all the criminals. And then a guy comes up to find him and call him out and try to stop him.
Right.
So it's a really good premise. I enjoyed all the little nuances in the film, all the little little plot twists, little takes some turns.
Some characters are a little awkward, and you realize why. Like they act a certain way, and then you find it kind of pays off towards the end. You realize why they're, all the twists are involved there.
Yeah, you can't really trust anyone in this movie.
Right.
That's what I liked about it.
Patrick, you knew the backstory of kind of how Death Note came to be. This is this is a new film, of course, 2017, but the story of Death Note's pretty old. Can you go into that a little bit, or?
Yeah, so there was a manga about it, and they had a TV show made about it in Japan, and they had it English subbed, and then this is like the first American rendition of it with the actual acting and the CGI and everything. So
is this the first real life non-animated actual?
No, there was a few of them that came out of Japan that were animated,
real life. Okay,
yeah, it was like a cross how this was, where you have live actors and then you have a CGI Willem Dafoe playing Ryuk.
Oh, and that wasn't real.
No, that was CGI.
He had a pretty bizarre character. If you guys watch the trailer, he's a pretty freaky looking.
Yeah.
I mean, Rob, you called it, man. He's when you can't see him, he's kind of hiding behind when he.
Coming out of closets.
Oh,
a
yeah.
closet in my
Eating
bedroom.
apples.
I'm like, no.
Yeah, I'm going to shut that door.
Yeah.
Throw all your apples away.
Yeah.
What attracts him? He's like a bee. A Death Note god bee.
Right. Oh, very similar.
Yep.
Gene.
What'd you think, Dale?
I don't know, man. I liked it. I liked.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you know.
Wait, no, I didn't. Is that what you're judging? Am I judging that? No, I thought I knew what it was about, and so I'm like, okay, American Spin. I talked to Neil, who was on the podcast a couple weeks ago, or maybe whatever time this ever comes out, but he was just like, oh, it sucked, and I'm like, did you see it? Because it just came out, like just recently. He's like, oh, well, I know it's gonna suck. I said, why? And he gave me the whole backstory, how it came from Japan and how we can't ever live up to it. But I watched it, and even though being in the 4.6s, I don't think it was terrible. It's an interesting story to begin with. But as John said, acting in the main characters, there's the main teenager, and then his girlfriend throughout the movie is kind of the female lead. And his dad is played by, I don't know the guy's name, but he's in Boardwalk Empire. He's in the Fast and Furious series.
Would you say
as a cop.
he's a B actor?
I would say he's a
For
great supporting B actor.
Mm-hmm.
Top tier in the B levels.
A lot of B themes in this movie.
Yeah, a lot of B. Yeah. But anyway, so I don't know. The story is intriguing. Maybe the dialogue was off and the acting in the main characters was off, but I think the story is interesting enough for a original watch, and I think that leads us straight into rewatchability, unless you guys got something else to add.
Patrick, did you watch the Japanese version, or at least the American dub version of that? And do you need? It didn't seem like you needed that to watch.
No.
this.
So what I liked about this movie was I really enjoyed the TV series Death Note, but it's like 40-something episodes. So if you want to commit to it, it's like roughly 20 hours. I think they're half-hour piece.
Uh-huh.
Or you could just watch this, and it's kind of like the Cliff Notes version of it. So I haven't seen the TV show in easily 2 years, and I got really excited when I saw this was coming to Netflix because like, oh, I'll be able to rehash all of it, and it hit on all of the like main points from the TV series. Like they crammed it into like the wheelhouse just for me, and it was really delightful just to see how they could sum it all up, get everything they needed to do, get across, and then wrap it up in 101 minutes. So I was very impressed by it.
Right inside the wheelhouse there for you, Patrick.
Now, kind of going off what Adam was saying, though, is that, I mean, Rob was thinking that it was kind of horror-based, and that's what the start of it does, but the story arc, I felt, was just very unique. Usually with these, you kind of see someone discovers this book, they start taking advantage of it, and then things get very scary for them. This had just a unique arc to it, and it kept it very interesting as it kind of went through the twists and turns. So I like the idea of it a lot.
It kept you engaged through kind of the subpar main acting, I guess.
I think my favorite part about it was like usually when you have movies like this with like the Death Note or Final Destination, it's like only affecting this little town with like all the high schoolers from this little town.
Yeah,
you know,
small
like,
scale.
Like this is where everything's going crazy and like the principal's mad at me and stuff like that. But they took it more national and international, which I thought brought more like scope to it.
Right.
You
Weight.
know, so,
yeah.
So that
Right.
made it a little cooler than like your average. I feel like your average movie would have taken that route.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Something I had written down too is it looked good, like visually. Camera work really set up like the tension and the. Okay, so we already know that he writes down like how people will die and who dies and how they will die. And it's interesting how when he's writing these names down, he's thinking it through. The camera work really sets the tone for, it like builds the tension and the energy. It's not just like the scale is grown by how it looks. I don't know. So if anything saves it for me, as well as just being an interesting type of film, it looks good. The camera work really works. And if somebody's like going, mentally going through something crazy, the camera spins off axis and it gets really wild. So it puts you there. It adds that little bit extra.
What is I'm blanking. What is it called? What's Japanese cartoon called? What's that?
Anime?
Manga.
Anime. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was blanking on the word anime, but it's kind of like with all the main characters like hair flicks.
Yeah,
he had very anime hair flicks.
Okay, yeah.
So I was like,
little hat tip too.
I can tell what they're doing there.
Okay,
yep.
Right.
And I think we can all agree William Dafoe was the only person that could do that voice.
He's
for
great.
That creature, that demon, what it is.
First one I got, well shot. Willem Dafoe is great. Evil guy is awesome. Because I couldn't think of his name. Ryuk.
I think it's Ryuk. Yeah.
Ryuk.
Yeah, Ryuk.
I just wrote Defoe!
So,
Exclamation point.
so sinister of a voice, and so, I mean, he's very. What's that? Who was he in Spider-Man?
Green Goblin.
Green Goblin was very. I don't know. He's just got that voice. He's perfect for that kind of creepy. He's creepy. Even just looking at him, the guy's a creepy guy. Let's be honest. Actually, it's Willem Dafoe with no costume. That's the actor. That's right.
Toss some spikes on him.
Yeah,
Same
you're
guy.
good.
Same guy.
I don't know if you guys thought I would. I knew I was going to bring this up because I liked the score of it, and it wasn't like the kind of talked about the 80s horror theme kind of movies.
Yeah,
it had that music again, like that kind of like
the 8-bit kind of
the synth style, right?
Yeah. So I'm telling you, there's something to this.
The MIDI feel,
yeah,
is coming back around.
Right.
Yeah, they definitely went for that. That's hot now, man. That's Stranger Things. That's Sharknado 4. I mean, just 5, which just came on Netflix. Actually, put it on the docket. All right, guys, let's get off the fence on this one. Patrick, rewatchability or suggestibility? What was the other one? Recommendability or rewatchability.
Rewatch is there for me because I've seen the series and everything. If I was going to recommend anything, if you have the time, watch the series. If you want to get the Cliff Notes version, watch the movie. I would recommend it.
Is that the animated? Because if you put this in on Netflix, an anime comes up. Is that the one you're talking about?
Correct.
So you should just watch everything that Death Note is on Netflix.
Well, if you watch the TV series, you could skip the show and wait like 2 years like I did.
Okay.
And then you're like, oh, I want a refresher. Here's the movie. The movie will touch on all of
the Cliff Notes, like you said.
So what would you recommend to someone coming into it fresh?
If you have the time, definitely watch the series
first.
Yeah, because the series is like the best anime you're gonna find out there.
Oh,
I know it's
top
pretty
quality anime. Eh?
Yeah, it's top 250 on.
I might have to put it on the docket.
I have never watched anime. That'd be kind of nuts. Except for Pokemon. I don't know if you count that as anime.
Oh, you'd count it.
There's a Death Note anime on Netflix.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Right in, yeah.
Either way, John. What about you, man? Rewatch or recommend, or both? What do you got?
I think I would definitely recommend it to people. Like I said, I love the story arc. As we talked about, the music is great. The idea of it all is great. I mean, when you have bad acting, it does hammer it a bit, but I enjoyed it all the way through. I thought it was a good movie.
Cool. Rob, are you going to watch this one? Did we talk you into it, or did the trailer seem interesting? What's going on?
After the trailer, I may have to finish it. And after the reviews, yeah. I mean, once I get over the William Dafoe's not going to come out of my closet and fuck up my room. Sorry. Bleep that out.
It's all good.
Yeah. Then it may.
Do you ever see that Family Guy where there's like William Dafoe's under the bed? You're like,
that was my
sleeping yet?
That was my nightmare after watching the first 10 minutes of this movie.
Yeah. Right. I watched it this morning at like 7:00 with a cup of coffee. It was the most non-scary time to watch it.
Right? Yeah,
it worked out well.
No scary monsters wake up that early.
No.
Adam,
and if they did, I have coffee in me, so at least I can think.
You'd put up a fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Rewatch, recommend.
I would definitely recommend. Like I said, it's a very cool concept movie, and there's characters in it that I really like. There's some really cool characters that have cool backstories, and it's worth a watch to check that out for sure. But rewatch, not really. It does have some twists and turns that that you didn't see coming at some times, or maybe some people will see coming, but it's I wouldn't say it's worth a rewatch, but definitely I recommend once through. What do you think, Dale? I
mean, I'm pretty much on board with you exactly. I think rewatchability is nil. I think I watched it; it was okay. Lead actors kind of failed me, but the overall arc and just the premise of the story is cool. So watch it.
IMDb's got it at 4.6. Where do you got it?
I mean, that's fine. I mean, I think it's worth a watch. Check it off your list, and I recommend it for a one viewing for anybody. But unless you're gung ho Death Note and want to watch it again for something you missed, go ahead. But I think that's it for me. I mean, it's just a one and done.
All right, cool.
Next one up, guys. Oh, wait,
we got no.
We got to bring it down now. It's been a while since we've been in the Northside Studios. I got this beautiful view. Patrick, bring us on the liquor store aisle for this one.
So I really like Yingling, but
Right.
I mean Yingling's like the original, and so like when I'm feeling like I don't want Yingling, but I still want Yingling, I go get the Yingling Black and Tan. So it's kind of like it's not the original, but it's still good enough to be like the original. So that's why.
All right, cool. John, what about you? Bring some liquor store aisle, man.
Yeah, I've got this as a Captain Morgan spiced rum on the rocks. The reason being is I'm a huge fan of Captain Morgan. I'm fine with drinking it with Coke, drinking it in shot form, but on the rocks it feels just a bit off. Just kind of like how this acting was just a bit off.
Sure.
All things considered.
Nice. Okay. Rob, you're doing a balancing act with your mic, but I love that you're not making a sound for the podcast. We'll do your drink review and then we'll fix you up in post. What do you think, Ben?
So before I heard your reviews, I had it down as a pumpkin spiced beer. People might get excited about pumpkin spice this time of the year, a little horror movie.
Okay.
People might get excited about it. Doesn't really do much for me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Not a pumpkin
and
beer.
I'm not gonna buy your pumpkin sized beer. Not gonna taste it. But you guys may have convinced me, and it's probably a good drink recommendation.
It's that time of year.
You may convince me to have one, watch it once.
Okay.
But after that first one, I'm not coming back to it.
Yeah.
I'm going back to what I know.
Right.
I like that you told pumpkin spice flavor things where to shove it before they get here in full force.
Yeah.
Like they know where
you're setting the premise early.
Yeah.
It's the season's coming.
Yeah, and you're
pumpkin spice is
you're
coming.
already taking your stand on it.
Pumpkin spice is coming. Adam, what about you? Bring us down the aisle, brother.
Oh man, I struggled to come up with something for this one. To be honest with you guys,
Okay.
I forget what I wrote. I wrote just down something date rapey cocktail.
What?
That's kind of where I felt.
Do you
about
have
it.
a list of
I thought
No.
you enjoyed this movie.
No, I did.
That's bringing us into a little bit of a dark area.
But it's kind of like a creepy movie. Like it's kind of.
Oh, it's very creepy.
It takes you places. I don't know if you want to like. It's just kind of.
It does. I mean,
I think you're right. I think it was like something's off about it. It's like it's just something.
we didn't touch on
there.
this, but there is quite a moral battle that the main character has to go through, albeit kind of annoying how he goes about it. But there is quite a moral dilemma that he's got to fight through along with his girlfriend in the film. So, yeah, it is like that.
All right, Dale. What's your drink review?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say it is a glass of very high-end vodka. You're like, oh, man, I've heard so much about this high-end vodka. Yeah, pour me a glass. Like, I guess it's going to be good. I'm not a vodka guy, but it's high dollar. It's got a it's got a backstory. It's,
I'm going to throw some vodkas at you. You tell me if it's yes or no.
Okay, give me the most expensive one.
Belvedere.
Okay, so it's that one, and I'm like, all right, Adam, you say that's the best. I'll have it. Death Note has a big following, and I'll watch it, but I don't like vodka to begin with. So I don't like scary movies that have bad lead actors or drama movies with bad lead actors. So I'm drinking the vodka, and it's just meh. It's good because I guess it's top shelf, but it's meh. So that's kind of what this movie is for me. But, of course, draw your own conclusions. Next one up is the movie Naked. This, of course, got 5.3 on IMDb. I don't know how, but
Oh, Jesus.
let's go watch the trailer, and we'll see what's going on here. It's a Wayans brother film, so it's got to be good.
No.
Right, guys?
Is it a film?
So what Wayans is this?
Marlon.
Marlon, okay. So he's naked in an elevator a lot. He's walking through a hotel naked.
So you're naked. I'm supposed to be at my wedding right now.
I'm sorry.
This will be Adam in a week.
I'm just trying not to look at your JON.
Cannot wait.
This is Benny.
Hey, Rob, where are you, man? People are pissed.
You have to accept the fact that he's not coming.
That's the old.
I managed to get arrested.
For what?
Life is repeating itself over and over.
I'm not a streaker. I'm just trying to get to my wedding.
A Netflix
I need your help.
film.
I'm freaking out. I'm butt naked. I'm 20 blocks from the hotel, and I keep repeating the same hour over and over again.
You naked? In public?
I'm wearing a shopping bag.
Well, can you find some other trash that you can make a shirt out of?
It's Deja all over again.
Show you what? Our dance routine? Oh, and slide and pose.
You think his old lady gonna like that?
I think she go kick his ass.
Where are you? Are you okay?
I'm coming for you.
In what world did she pick you over me? This is what you're bringing to the table?
Now that woman deserves a great wedding.
Oh, I'm sorry. It just needs to be taken out in the back.
Oh, I'm going to take it out in the back.
You're a good ass.
With also.
I need to borrow your suit.
I'm not giving you my suit.
If you're gonna give me the damn suit. Me. Oh, that can't happen. Oh, yeah.
Naked.
Yeah. Devin, just don't.
Only on Netflix because they won't release it anywhere else, I don't think.
Yeah. I wonder if anyone has ever laughed watching that trailer.
I don't think so.
Okay.
This one is the same kind of fear you felt with Willem Dafoe in the beginning of Death Note. Well, Rob, looking at you, did you rob this one? Or did you watch it?
No. I Dale?
I'm sorry.
You Daled it?
I'm so sorry.
Or you Patricked it? Did you watch them all of the night before? We're all going to get our own, verb out of this podcast. You got the synopsis sitting there on the notes. Can you read through that for us? What do you got?
Because the character's name is Rob, I feel honored to read this
It's up
for
to
him.
you, my friend.
Nervous about finally getting married, a guy named Rob is forced to relive the same nerve-wracking hours over and over again until he gets things right on his wedding day.
So, Rob, after reading the synopsis and watching the movie, what'd you think, man? I don't know. I don't want to go rewatchability right away, of course, but what do you? I mean, I want to move through this thing as fast as possible. What do you think? What did you think?
I mean, so being a
better than Death Note?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. What?
Because I finished it.
No. You stuck around. When did you watch it? Was this a 7 a.m. viewing? Or?
So actually, I watched this, fell asleep, came back from going out with our friend Daniel.
Oh, big fan of the podcast. Shout out to Daniel.
Yeah. And then I was like, all right, I already didn't finish one movie. I have to finish Naked.
You got to do something, right?
I need to know how it ends. And then I watched it and I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to go to bed now.
How far did you get into it before you fell asleep?
Not very far.
And you still couldn't predict the ending after 5 minutes of watching it?
I mean, there was a little bit that was left hanging in this comedy drama fantasy romance.
Right. 5.3 fake points on IMDb. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, it gives you a couple laughs, and a couple is generous.
I would love you to name those laughs.
We want to know both of them.
Where he runs into the white bro when he's naked and spills his beer, and the white guy goes, "That's microbrew." Yeah,
that was pretty,
that was funny.
That was one of the parts I think I fast forwarded through.
Oh, and he does that twice. So,
okay, those are the 2 funny points. Adam, did you watch this one?
I did.
Okay,
I did watch this one.
Talk to me, man. One of these Wayans brothers. There's 9 of them now. There's as many Wayans brothers as pillars of the Netflix Explorers
That is
podcast.
not true. We are far outnumbered on pillars.
What?
Damn.
Did you like this one or no?
No, I mean,
what killed it for you?
Well, oh man, there's a lot of plot holes, I'd say, in the movie. It's basically a Groundhog Day. It's Groundhog Day, but
a wedding.
Not
yeah.
So, and then it doesn't explain how the Groundhog Day happens, which,
right? Just
like Groundhog Day didn't explain either, which kind of drove me nuts.
No, you're right. It's there's no reason why
they do.
Yeah, they do.
They do. You have to actually, if you were watching,
I must have fast
and
forwarded.
you were hating everything else about it.
Yeah.
You notice these slight things that attempt to do a story.
Well, then I'm coming to you next, John. You didn't like it. I mean, besides that point,
there was a couple of funny points though. I thought like Rob said that point was really funny, and then there's one point where his brother was gonna punch the other guy, and he's like, "I want to punch his. Watch out, man! You got a mean left hook." Oh, mean left hook. Oh, all right. I'll back off. I don't know why I laughed at that part.
Okay, well, that can tell you a little bit about where the humor goes. John, you obviously paid a lot of attention to the whole thing. No fast forwarding for you.
What
do you think?
There.
I mean, 5.3. Is it there? Is it not there? Did you like it? Did you hate it?
I don't know how this got over half a point higher than the
Take 432.
No.
Hey, whoa!
Hey, Death Note. There, it's not a comedy. No, it says fantasy. It
This
maybe
is a
because
depressing drama.
Maybe because they think they're a comedy. That's the fantasy part of it. Like Adam was saying, there's plot holes everywhere. There's a bell that rings at really at its own will. Yeah,
right.
Like maybe it's an hour, maybe it's half a day. It's
right.
It's just
let's explain.
It's not enjoyable.
Let's explain to the listeners and the viewers on the live feed. When the church bells of his wedding ring
at
it
noon,
it resets
every
his
time.
He sends him back naked into an elevator. So sometimes he goes through hours of an ordeal, and then he gets to the wedding in some shape, way, or form in a different situation. The bells ring, boom, he gets sent back to the elevator.
Yeah, but then one time he gets sent back, like he gets pulled back like a tornado's coming through.
Right, exactly. So it can either happen.
Time he doesn't have to do that. So
Either it's hours until the bell rings, and he's got all these things all these ordeals he went through. Yeah. Or sometimes it's 2
And how
minutes.
did he get the programs? They never explained how he got the programs.
His brother got the programs.
No, his brother forgot the programs.
Okay, so I fast forward to that too. Let's be honest, I robbed this one. You know what I mean?
His days just kept getting longer and longer between. Like the first wake up to the bells.
Like you have no time. He's already an hour late to the wedding when he wakes up.
Yeah.
So how are you getting there in like?
Well, and
30 minutes getting all this.
I got to dance around this, but how the ending worked out, like how he spoiler alert, I'll take the mantle now. How he made it to the wedding was like it was such a lackluster combination of events to make him get there.
Yeah,
it didn't make.
And he wrote the song with Brian McKnight on the day he pulled it off successfully. What? Oh man,
I didn't even think about that one.
Okay,
it's all one day.
Patrick, I see. I mean, you're getting flustered. You're rubbing your hands together as if we're all about to get a beating.
No, it's not you guys that deserve the beating. It's the Wayne brother that was in this movie. I mean, it was an awful movie. Going back to what Adam was talking about, how he only had an hour to get there. The only thing I could think, I was like, well, at least his hair didn't change one time throughout the movie.
But then sometimes he got punched and he had a black eye. It would last a couple cycles.
Into his cycles, exactly.
But then it didn't.
He had a slice in his cheek for a little bit, but it only showed up on his 2 relapses.
He kept having to... give me the mantle if you want. He kept having to get to the wedding by getting injured, and an ambulance would come pick him up. And I'm thinking the whole time, like, well, the ambulance has to go from wherever it's at to him, pick him up. Then he does a barrel roll out of the ambulance to get to the wedding. And every time I'm like, why don't you just go straight to the wedding? I'm sure you could like run to your car or whatever, because if I'm in that situation and I'm repeating these same things every day, it's like, okay, well, here's the first thing I have to do. This is the best way to do it. Then move on to the next.
Find the quickest route.
Yeah,
right.
And he's just like all over the place. Not an intelligent guy to sign up for this movie.
And it's not funny unintelligent either. It's not Mr. Bean goofy unintelligent. It's stupid.
Correct.
He probably relives the same day 200 times.
Sure. Oh yeah.
At least. Yeah.
Well, he learns a whole fighting technique against that other guy.
Yeah.
He learns every move of every punch. So he had
day after day.
Right.
So he learns dances.
Sure. He tried to day after tomorrow this thing, or Edge of Tomorrow this thing. He's the Tom Cruise of the Wayne
They
brothers.
took one part of Edge of Tomorrow and all the other parts from Groundhog Day.
Exactly.
Put them together.
And lost all the humor and Tom Cruise's outstanding jawline.
Well, I can see how it fell apart, but I see the vision.
I remember seeing this,
and no Emily Blunt. So there's the other one.
I remember seeing this like on Netflix, like, hey, we just got this movie, and you just see the Wayne brothers' face like postered all over Netflix for like 2 weeks. I'm like, who the hell greenlit this? Why is he there?
Which Wayans is this?
Yeah, and after that, I saw it come up on the docket. I was like, why is this on the docket? And then I was talking with Adam, and he said, well, it's a time travel movie. Oh. And when he told me that, I was like...
oh, it's like Primer.
Yeah, I was like, oh...
it's like ARC.
Right,
I can't resist not putting time travel movies on the docket.
and so
it's such a good society-defying element that I'm into right now.
Oh, yeah, it's really deafening. But when I had to give it a second chance, but I mean, it was totally wasted. The whole 96 minutes I spent watching this movie.
You watched it twice?
No.
Yeah,
96 minutes.
It was only 40.
I thought you said second chance.
Well, I gave it a second chance after I'd written it off the first time for being a Wayne's brother.
Pre-watch.
When you told me it was time travel.
In your pre-watch.
It had my pre-decision to not watch this. I had to give it a second chance to actually watch this, and I regret it.
Now, this is a Netflix original. We've been doing Netflix originals Death Note wasn't original, but they reached out to the
original
past.
film.
Sure. But we've done, Ozark, we got Ark, was Siege of Jacksonville a Netflix original?
Yes, I was.
So these are all dynamite picks, Adam, and you are the docket master, and I think Naked failed. I think Netflix failed with Naked. What do you? What was the main problem?
Well, certainly the docket didn't fail. The docket never.
No. The docket is law, and we know that, and we're happy you pick it.
Well,
you do.
Like the docket is like Netflix. The movies are.
Why did this fail? We're all talking about how bad it is. Where did Netflix go wrong, or where did the movie go wrong?
Oh, where did the movie go wrong?
Sure.
You said I think they just intentionally didn't want to make it they just made it dumb. Like how you said, there was not. It's just gonna be a dumb watch. It's not gonna be snappy, or it's gonna be Marlon Wayans doing his thing, trying to be funny,
right,
and stuff like that. We're trying to have a heartfelt conclusion at the
drama comedy.
We're gonna throw a lot of bland humor at you because that's the kind of movie we're trying to make.
So in my research for this movie, I found out that it was based off a Swedish film of the same plot called NAKE.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah, sort of. But I was interested.
Easy for you to say.
To see if the Swedish version of this film would be any better than the American version of this.
It can't be worse.
Well, that's for sure.
See, I don't know. We're
poo-pooing.
You guys are all pooing it, but what'd you expect coming into it? I feel like it met your expectations.
No, you picked the doc.
Well, it met my expectations. It was
no. You know what? And I did not. Tell you what, I didn't like the film, but I wasn't I didn't get. My hopes weren't given up.
Exactly.
You're right. So you're right in that. We poo-poo it, but we didn't expect that much to begin with. So you're right.
We're exploring.
I'm not disappointed.
It's like a buckshot on the wall. I'm just throwing a spread.
It's a frag grenade.
Right. Well, no, you've had a pretty precise spread with this docket. This is the first outlier that you really took.
This is becoming quite a docket intervention right now.
Me and Patrick were talking. We think you need to step away from the docket.
That's why Rob and I have come here, actually.
Yeah, that's why we brought some friends in.
Literally last week, it was all about, Adam, the docket's so good. You're so good. What a bunch of backstabbing Game of Thrones.
Hold on.
Champion.
We're just worried about you. We care about you.
We care about you. John...
if you didn't like the movie, don't watch it.
I wish I had that option at this point.
John Naked. Not John Naked.
Feeling great here.
Okay.
Feeling very free.
What? Did this one fail for you?
Should we jump into...
Let's go rewatchability. Rewatchability and recommendability. Tell me why or why not.
Kind of going off Rob's laughing twice. I smiled once. He puked up some coins. It was funny.
That was kind of... that was a thing, yeah.
If you want to smile once in a, 96-minute period, that's right there. So, no recommendations, no rewatchability.
Okay. Rob, looking at you.
Yeah, most of the time, I could give a rewatchability status of the vacuum in the background movie.
Mm-hmm. It's called Vacuum Action?
Vacuum Action.
Right,
Vacuum comp.
Vac-act, yeah.
The comedy.
Right. Vacom.
Yeah.
That's a great movie category.
Right.
I think if this ever made it to TV, I don't think I would even give it a VACCOM status. I'd rather watch hurricane coverage on
Weather Channel.
on the Weather Channel for 30 hours straight.
Dude, that's no joke.
Dude, it's a great watch.
Much
7.6 on IMDb.
Much more entertaining.
What do you think about the storm surge?
What do you think? Dude, we're talking 8-foot surge.
I thought it was 9.
9 now?
Yeah.
I think it's going to miss. I'm calling it right now.
No.
Bold prediction. Let's
We're
see how
gonna
it pays off for Florida.
Once this podcast is released.
I've been watching these projections. They're moving more and more west.
Why are they
put
called
your
spaghetti
email address out there to take ownership from
Adam at 1890studios.com. Go ahead and shoot him an email.
To any listeners, Adam advises you stay in Florida.
Yeah, right.
Stay in the Keys.
We would rather have you get hit by a hurricane than watch this movie.
I'm just saying.
Too soon.
Are you playing chicken with the hurricane?
Too
you
early.
Blink?
All right, Adam.
You can't show weakness
I'm not
to
saying,
the hurricane.
hey, nothing against hurricanes and nothing against evacuating. I'm just saying I think it's going to miss. I think it all got hyped up, and I think it's going to bite people.
Can I just set the record that Adam is suggesting date rapey drinks and is pro hurricane? It's just we're 2 movies in.
All right, let's get back to Naked here. Well, the movie. Adam, rewatch, recommend.
No, it sucks.
Okay. He was fighting for it for a little bit, gave it up.
I don't know what you expected. I mean, hey, it's a different kind of movie. We never watched one like this.
I watched the whole thing.
Yeah. So.
Hey, I'm not fighting the docket.
Like it. Okay.
I'm not fighting the docket on this one. Patrick, rewatch, recommend.
0 and nada.
0 and nada. I'm in the same way. I mean, I think it's a vac-com, like Rob said. It's something you could just corner your eye, but you can have a computer in your lap doing something else. Vacuuming, of course, is something you do. But that's where we're at. Liquor store aisle. John, I'm going to look at you. What can you compare this one to?
I had it as Milk, just because it's just a movie. And, nothing stands out about it, but watching Netflix movies are good for you, just like milk. So there it is.
Healthy bones and teeth. Rob, what about you? Liquor store aisle, this one, man.
Tough to follow Milk. So, in honor of the NFL season starting and coming back, I had this as you're at tailgate,
right?
And you bring your own beer, but you're only bringing one beer with you to tailgate.
Okay.
And someone goes, put that in the bottom of the cooler. Well, then we're going to put all the other beer and ice on top.
Right.
So you have a good beer in there.
Yeah.
And you keep digging down in the ice and you're like, my hand's cold. I'll just take take a terrible beer.
Sure.
I'll get to it sooner or later. Spoiler alert, you don't get to it.
Okay.
And you don't get to your beer, and you just are disappointed by drinking not the beer that you brought.
Not drunk and your hands are cold.
Yeah. Win-lose situation.
That was some great picture. I really felt that scene.
Yeah,
that was a good. You really painted it.
I hope everyone's hands are cold right now.
I could feel it. Yeah. Got the shivers. Adam,
I got to put my beer on the table.
Bring us down the liquor store aisle, man. What do you compare this one to?
I wrote down Purple Drank.
Purple Drank.
Yeah. If you guys are familiar with the,
I want that Purple Drank.
If you are familiar with Lil Wayne, he drinks Kool-Aid with codeine and vodka, I think. And he calls it Purple Drank.
Purple Drank.
So that's what this one is.
Okay.
It's something crazy and probably not very good.
Yeah. Patrick, what about you? Bring us on the liquor store aisle, man.
This is a weak drink from a paid bar at an awful wedding. It's just the
Talk
worst
about painting a picture. That's a
possible thing you could watch on Netflix at this point.
It is a wedding movie, so I like that comparison.
Oh, nice work.
Well done.
That's true. I'm kind of going to be on. I kind of touch on with Rob what Patrick said, but this is a beer with ice in it. So you're like, okay, Wayne's brother. They're kind of funny, that whole family, and I like the time travel-y type of thing. Pour me a beer, put some ice in it. Okay, that's fine. Keep it cool. But like as you're sipping the beer and the ice is melting, you're realizing the beer isn't as good as what you wanted, and you're going through and you're halfway done, and all you have is a half water, half beer drink. And it's falling apart. It's falling apart for you.
Don't cry.
So that's where I was at.
Oh, dude, I thought I could keep going. For everyone on the live feed, you painted that scene.
I'm a character actor at heart.
Rob, you were in the lead, but I think Dale took it from you with that
Sure.
of you in acting.
I didn't want to get too deep.
That's right. We got third round coming up.
I would have started crying.
Ding,
okay.
ding.
Well, tell you what, guys. We got one last to try to save this one for this episode. It's called Get The Gringo. This is Mel Gibson. 7.0 IMDb. It's an action crime drama. 96 minutes, Patrick. Right in the wheelhouse. Let's go ahead and roll the trailer.
Dear Mom, I've been under a lot of stress at work. And I come into a windfall of cash. So
He's being chased by the cops.
Mexican vacation I've been planning. Now, despite what people say, I had no trouble whatsoever getting across the border. Some nice people were there to greet me when I landed.
What's your name?
Boza. Dennis? Ruben? I got some great snapshots. And they recommended a reasonable
They are
place
mug
for me to
shots.
stay. It wasn't 5-star, but someone had stolen my cash. So I told them to charge me. There were lots of fun activities. The different sights, sounds, smells of a new culture. There was plenty of interaction with the locals. And Mom, I think I met someone special. Wow, she was Capricorn. She has a kid.
Cigarette?
No, I think he was beginning to warm up to me. Well, I guess you are special. I need a spotter. You up for the gig?
Oh, okay.
But wouldn't you know it?
Something stinks about you.
You are pushing my leg?
I wouldn't push your leg. Even though you're having a blast.
Where is my money? Cut a toe off.
We already did that, boss. 2 of them.
If it's not one thing, it's another.
He killed my father!
Problems crop up.
I never know when they'll come for my son.
Trouble in paradise.
Yeah, well,
We're not gonna let that happen. If I want my
Mel
trip to go
Gibson.
smooth, I gotta nip this stuff in the bud.
And you're not gonna leave me like this, are you?
This
Well, Mom,
May.
I can't wait to get back. Who am I kidding? I'm not coming back.
Gringo, gringo.
Get the Gringo. Coming soon.
All right, guys, let's get the Gringo. Now, we just watched the trailer, and if you guys do at home, it puts a weird kind of spin, I think, on this movie. I mean, it doesn't give you the right idea kind of how drama-y it is, I think.
I think it more like kind of sets the premise of the movie,
right?
And now you have the premise, like, okay, this is what's happening to Mel Gibson. He's going across the border. He's getting busted,
and everything we saw in the trailer is all irony. It's all an ironic humor.
Yeah.
You know, I just made it across the border. That's his car ramping through the border wall, flipping, and he's like, I met a lot of nice characters, and they're the police that are beating him up. Okay, watch the trailer. There's the irony there. But I think the trailer was a lot funnier than the movie led on. It was more drama-y, I think. There was humor parts, of course.
Definitely.
Mel Gibson is... I really like Mel Gibson. We've done a couple with him. The Beaver, he did really well in.
The Beaver.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just... His type of acting and his aloofness sometimes just makes me crack up. Patrick, Get the Gringo. You watch this one?
I love this one, yes.
Really? Okay. Well, what was good about it? Tell me about it. What did you like?
I think this was a good movie for Mel Gibson, because like you see him in some movies and you're just like, why is Mel Gibson in this? And then you see him in this one, he's like, this is a pretty good fit for his acting style. Like it's nothing where you need to be a good actor for.
Okay.
So he's in it, and he's getting...
That was kind of a slight little bit to him.
I mean...
But either way...
He's not a great actor, but...
He's no Nicolas Cage.
Thank you. Thank you. So, he's...
I have no comment. I can't even respond to that.
He was good in the movie. The movie was good. So, I liked it. I think the character development was there. I think it looked pretty nice. The mariachi music was... outstanding for the most
Tip
part.
top as far as mariachi goes.
Definitely.
Basically, I mean, I don't know if they talked about this again. The trailer was all like kind of ironic humor, but a career criminal nabbed by Mexican authorities is placed in a tough prison where he learns to survive with the help of a young boy. So he's in like a prison, like a huge, like, almost like town of a prison, and it has kind of its own like ecosystem and stuff like that.
You want to think season 3 of Prison Break kind of prison, where it's not a like guarded prison. There's not too many guards like in the prison.
It's like an ecosystem, if you will. Like it's just like there's structured economy there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
John, you watch this one?
I did, yes.
What do you think of this one? Are you a Mel Gibson fan at all, or not really?
I'm fine with him.
I think he's a polarizing actor. I think people either love him or hate him.
I guess I'm just doing right down the middle.
Oh, okay.
I like that trailer.
Maybe he's not so polarizing.
I like that trailer more than I enjoyed the movie. So
okay,
it painted a different picture. No, it's not that I didn't like the movie. It just took a while to get going, and then when it got going, I think it actually went too fast for its own good. Like it brought in some different characters and then got rid of them very quickly.
Sure.
It's, I don't know, for the first 45 minutes I felt it was really dragging, and then the last 45 was good, enjoyable, but I just don't know if that was
too
worth
fast
the wait.
for its own good. Rob, you're nodding over there. You agree with that? Too fast towards the end?
Yeah, for a 96-minute movie, they crammed a lot of stuff in that they didn't need to cram in.
A lot of characters, a lot of plot, like lines going this or that way or whatever.
Some of the plot lines cooler than others. I mean, I don't know what a Mexican prison is like. If that's what a Mexican prison is like more power to them. That's pretty interesting ecosystem.
It's pretty awful.
Okay.
Yeah.
You been Patrick?
That didn't seem too bad. It was like almost like a marketplace.
Yeah, it was like Patrick has that tear tattoo under his left eye. That's where he got that.
Is my cover?
Yeah,
is it still? Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Crap.
That's from your time in your stint in the prison.
I like that it's a shamrock though.
So I mean, good, bad that it went that fast towards the end, or what? Some stuff could be left out.
Yeah, a lot of stuff could have been left out. I really liked Mel Gibson being the cool, suave criminal.
Sure,
let me do these tricks.
Brush it off his shoulder.
Let me teach this little kid how to help me rob people and be a criminal.
Well,
in prison.
Play the prison life.
Yeah,
I assume, right, Patrick?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Patrick is Mel Gibson.
Right. Basically. The Irish Mel Gibson. Adam, you watched this one?
I did.
What did you think about it?
I like this one.
Yeah. I think I suggested it for the docket. I appreciate you putting it on.
Oh, no, now docket praise. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, guys.
This was a good docket
thanks.
film.
Oh, thanks.
This is how the intervention goes.
Yeah.
Right. We're pointing out the great things. We're pointing out the,
All right. I'm getting some strong signals of which way we want the docket to go. But anyway.
More Mel Gibson, please. No, but what did you think about it?
No, I liked it.
Okay.
I liked the whole premise of it. I liked that it was Mel Gibson is in the situation, and it's the whole movie's about how he gets out of the situation on the other side for better.
Right.
Like he's always it's basically
he's planning.
It's like a long thought. It's like the Mexican Shawshank. That's kind of what I wrote down.
Wow, that is a great description. That's a fantastic description.
Is this your movie of the year? Is that
Dude, well, comparing something to Shawshank. Well, I mean,
it's
at
not
least
as good as Shawshank, but it's
he's
got that same
off,
kind of vibe. You're rooting for him to survive in a prison culture, but he's got the skills to do it. He's got the patience to do it, and it was enjoyable for me all the way through. It was I thought it had a good blend of because the trailer makes you think it's pretty a comedy almost.
Great. Slapsticky.
I thought it was kind of ruthless but comedic at the same time.
Yeah.
It was
the drama aspect is there.
People are getting shot and people are dying, but you're laughing 2 seconds later. It was kind of a weird. I liked that blend of it.
Right.
So
that makes sense. No, I'm on board. I agree with you 100%. Mel Gibson does it for me as an actor. I think he's great, and his kind of brush it off the shoulder and blasé feel for the situation he's in, it just makes it comedic and it makes it easy to watch. So his plight is pleasant, and you're excited to see how he gets through it.
Yeah.
But not to say there's not a lot of drama. As Rob says, things start speeding up towards the end. Things start getting crazy. So it's an interesting watch. I think it's worthwhile, which I guess we bring it into rewatchability and recommendability. Patrick, rewatch this one or no?
I would definitely rewatch this when I have time, and I would definitely recommend this one.
Okay, cool. John, watch it or don't?
I'm probably not going to recommend it. I enjoyed how the inside of a Mexican prison looked, but then 6 minutes into the movie, I was okay with not seeing the next 40 minutes. And then, like Rob and I were saying, it just went really quick. So not going to recommend this one.
Okay. So off the table for you. Rob, what do you think, man? You going to watch this one again?
No.
Okay.
Rewatchability is no for me.
It's a one and done. But are you going to tell anybody to watch it?
Maybe if someone comes up to me and they'd say, hey, I'm thinking about pulling a robbery and crossing the border to Mexico. I'll
get
be
some
like,
tips.
Hey, just in case.
Right.
Check this out.
Is this a VAC-com drum?
This would be a VAC
Drom-com?
VAC drum.
Okay, VAC drum.
Yeah, I mean you could walk in at any moment and it'd be a little
kind of pick
entertaining.
up what's going on.
But you don't need to know the full plot line.
Right.
You can figure it out.
Adam, rewatch, recommend. What's it going to be?
I would recommend rewatch. Probably not there.
Okay.
If it's on again, maybe I'm got nothing going on. I'll like, oh yeah, this is a good vacuum watch. But no, that's kind of it. But it did pique my curiosity with prisons,
right?
Because I was wondering Well, I only know about kind of a no. I don't even I say I know about it, but basically I've just seen TV and movies like everyone else.
Sure.
And that's for my opinion of prisons in America.
Right.
And then this one, the Mexican prison's pretty lax.
Yeah.
And I saw a documentary one time about a Russian prison that in the Gulag that was super hardcore. So then it got me thinking, what are other countries' prisons like? Like, if we were ranking countries' prison style from ruthless to lenient.
Well, I mean, what about you remember Goodfellas, where they're in prison, but they're able to drink wine and make their pasta and stuff.
Norwegian prison, then. Okay,
is that what it's like?
Finland prisons are usually pretty relaxed.
Really? This is what I want to know.
Casual.
I want to know who's got the relaxed prisons.
Yeah, so instead of rewatching, you'd rather...
Why do you want to know that? That's 3 for 3 now.
You'd rather watch prison documentaries from around the world than rewatch this movie.
I kind of do.
I think I'm on board. If you find any, I'll watch it with you.
Dude,
Docket.
This Russian one I watched was pretty BA. They had these huge dogs that chased all the prisoners around after they escaped. They put them
Russian shepherds?
No, it's like a Russian. It's like a bear, basically. What they train into it. They call it a dog, but it's
wow, a Russian dog.
So yeah, it made me think about prisons.
So no rewatch and no recommend.
No, I would recommend.
Not rewatch.
I like this movie. I thought it was a good watch.
One and done for you.
But it's a one and doneer.
Gotcha. Now I think this is the third time I booted this one up since it's been on Netflix. So I guess rewatch for me is there. I just really like Mel Gibson. I always have. I think I catch something new every time I watch it. So, I don't know. I think it's maybe a 6-month type of film. Give it a little gap, maybe a year. Recommend is for sure. It's there. Definitely recommend. So, I think that's where it's at for me. Patrick, bring us on Lick Store Isle if you could.
It was a jalapeno tequila.
Hot and dirty.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm on the same board as you. I got a tequila sunrise. It's tequila. It's south of the border but it's still sweet. It's still lighthearted a little bit, but it still has that tequila edge.
Yeah, I think this had a little bit more grit than sweetness to it, so that's why I gave it the jalapeno. And there was that scene towards the end with all the jalapenos.
Yes.
I thought was pretty.
You got to stick around for that. We won't spoil that one. John, bring us on Lick Store Isle, man.
I've got a glass of Mexican water. So it's refreshing at the end, but it won't be a fun ride all along.
It won't help you out later on.
Spoiler alert, diarrhea.
So that shows what John
Rob the mantle.
Damn
it. Rob, what about you? Bring us on Liquor Store Isle, man.
So Pruno is prison wine, so I'm going to give it a Prunilla.
I thought that was Jenkum.
I don't know, yeah. You call it potato?
Sure.
I'm going to give it a Prutilla.
Okay.
Prison tequila.
Oh, nice.
You make it in the toilet in a Mexican prison. And, yeah.
There you go. Rock and roll. Adam, what about you, my friend?
I wrote down Tecate Light.
Nice.
I'm a fan of Tecate Light. It's like the Mexican Miller Lite. So I think that's what this movie's like.
That's where it is, just kind of mid-pack.
It's an everyday go-to kind of beer.
For sure.
But slam back.
I'm down with that.
So I'm curious, with the IMDb's being all over the place with the previous two, what are your guys' feelings on a 7 for this one?
Perfect.
I could live with that. I could live with a 7. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, it's rewatchability has been there for me at least 3 times in a year and a half, I'd say I'd watch it. That's a 7 material movie.
Adam?
7, it's close. It's real close. I almost want to put in like 6.8, 6.9, because when you get to the 7 range,
you break the 7 barrier.
You gotta be pretty good. You gotta be bringing something pretty unique, and I don't know if it brought anything crazy enough to break the 7 barrier.
The 7s are where the legends are born.
Yes.
The 8s are where the legends are born.
That's where the elites live.
Yeah, that 8s are the Pro Bowlers.
9s are the Pro Bowlers.
Well, I think like 8s is where the legends live. Like we said,
right.
So like a prestige is in the 8s,
sure,
high 8s.
I think it was 8.3. Was that prestige?
I think it was a little higher. I think it might be 8.5.
Okay,
but
Gladiators probably like
still
8.9.
You're
so
above 8s.
But okay, so do you think this movie's one step below
10 steps?
No,
0.1,
7.1, 7.2. There's
what decimal are we gonna roll with in this one?
Well, I'm saying 1/10 of a, well, I guess 1 full point
Let me get my calculator.
I don't think this movie's 1 full point away from being a prestige level kind of movie.
Right.
Well, no, it is because there's so much separation between the 7s and the 8s and the 8s and the 9s that this movie would qualify at a 7, a 7.0 versus like an 8.3.
It did just break the glass ceiling of the 7.0s. It didn't go any farther than that.
So you think it's 1.3 away from prestige?
Yes, because when you go from 1 to 2, it's not the same as going from 7 to 8
right,
on
that's
IMDb.
Because below the below the 5s, it's just a crapshoot.
Correct.
But if you're past 7s, if you're in 8s, that's also just a mystical crapshoot of great films. As far as IMDb goes, we don't trust those.
No,
outcomes.
the 9s are the mystical crap. Or the 9s are the elites. The 8s are the professionals. The 7s are the
up and comers.
Yeah,
I got nothing. If you saw me on the live feed, that was a very
you said
up and coming gesture.
Hi-ho. But
okay,
I don't know. So that's it for us. I mean, draw your own conclusions.
Has there ever been a 10.0?
No.
Something was like 9.8.
We're still waiting.
Yeah, it's,
like Star
it's
Wars.
Planet Earth. If you look at the TV, it's like
Planet Earth is
Planet Earth.
No,
is
I
up
think
there.
you're thinking Taking Earth was a 10.0.
Oh, you're gonna have to wait for next week to listen to that one. Hey, let's get off the fence. Patrick, movie of the week.
Get the Gringo.
Get the Gringo. John, movie of the week.
Death Note, and I'm sorry for that acting.
All right. Rob, movie of the week.
It's got to be Get the Gringo.
Okay. Adam, movie of the week.
Get that Gringo.
I'm going to go with you guys. I am on board. Get the Gringos, worth the watch, and it's movie of the week. Firstly, guys, we're on Facebook. Do you guys know that? We got our episodes coming up on Facebook. We got our episodes coming up on Twitter. We are at TheNetX, N-E-T-E-X. We're there. We're on YouTube. We're the Netflix Explorers podcast on YouTube. You can find us.
Hey, Dale. All right, highest movie on IMDb. You ready?
Yeah, hit me.
Shawshank.
Oh, so great.
At 9.2.
And this was the Mexican Shawshank from what I hear.
That's
why it's a 7.
That's why it's a 7-10. Nice. So anyway, guys, check us out. We're on iTunes. If you guys want to subscribe, leave us a rating. John has, Rob should. Everybody get on there, subscribe. We'd appreciate it. It helps us get seen. It kind of bumps us up in the entertainment movie genre. We'd appreciate that. But I got to say, Patrick, thanks for being on the podcast, brother.
Dale, I'm excited to see you next week.
We'll be back soon. John, welcome back. It's been a few weeks. Glad to have you back.
It's been a blast, and I do not agree with hurricane and date rapey drinks.
Well, I can't disagree with that. Rob, as a legend and as a pillar of the podcast, it's great to have you, brother.
I'm free next week if you need me. Just give me a call.
Hey, let's all just get back together. Adam, you going to be there?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, I appreciate you being on the podcast. You're sitting to my left, which is strange. Usually you're right across the table.
Shouldn't have known.
Just adapt, Bo.
But when Rob gets here, he gets what he wants.
Podcast professionals just adapt.
That's true. And you do well.
Yep.
Well, guys, we are the Netflix Explorers, and we will see you next week. So long, and God bless. Adios, mofos.